Alright, y'all. It's about time to have this conversation. To say Scoot Henderson's rookie season thus far hasn't got as many NBA fans would expect is an understatement. And although it is still pretty early, we just haven't seen too much of the exciting and smooth player which Scoot gave us a glimpse of during his time in the G League. Y'all, I was excited. To put it simply, he's heavily underperforming. And when you consider some of his main struggles so far, like some minor injury issues he's had, his inefficient shooting, and just him being turnover prone, it all makes sense why there would be some concern in how he's playing. I mean, y'all, this is a guy who ESPN experts gave the third best odds to win Rookie of the Year before the season began. Now many sports pages don't even have him top 10. And I know the third best odds may not seem too crazy, but you've got to understand, the only guys who are ranked above him are literally 7-foot unicorns in Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren for obvious reasons. Also, we can't forget the mockery the Hornets received for picking up Brandon Miller above Scoot with a second pick. I mean, even Hornets fans were upset at first. But anyway, I bring all this up to say that clearly, this man Scoot had some high expectations. And again, it's early. This isn't a video to announce he'll be a bust or anything crazy like that. But instead, I just want to dive into what's going on, how he's performing, and what should we expect from him as the season goes on. So yeah, y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments. Are y'all worried by Scoot's performance so far? Why or why not? Am I tripping? Is it just too early? And yeah, man, really quick before I go any further, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and we're on the grind for 5K subs, so I'd most definitely appreciate it. But back to the vid though. Alright, so let's begin this by looking at where Scoot is right now performance-wise. You know, like the numbers. And then we'll get into the eye test, you know, how he's playing and so on. So yeah, at the time of this recording, he's played in about 18 games and he's averaging nearly 11 points, 4 assists and 3 rebounds on 36% shooting from the field and 23% shooting from 3. Now, I understand numbers aren't everything, but we can't ignore it. And to be real with y'all, I'm not going to act like I expected this man to be handing out, 20 pieces and 30 burgers a month into the season. But for him to just be barely averaging double digits, I really am surprised because Scoot has technically been playing pro ball for 2 years already. You see, in 2021, this man made history as the youngest professional US basketball player when he signed a $1 million deal with G League team Ignite. So basically, he's played in the G League for 2 years before entering the NBA. And if we look at his performance during these 2 years, the improvement from year 1 to year 2 is amazing. Like, he increased his stats all across the board, most notably going from averaging 14 points per game to 21, and also shooting an impressive 48% from the field and 47% from 3 on nearly 3 attempts per game. And then if we combine these impressive stats with some of the highlights he gave us while in the G League, man, it's easy to see why there was some hype around his name come draft night. Everyone knows today's NBA game is pretty much ran by forwards and guards, especially if they can shoot. So Scoot Henderson was pretty much supposed to fit right in. However, things simply have not gone this way. He struggled on his jumpers, although he shot on NBA rims for these past 2 years, and overall, scoring just hasn't come easy for him as of yet. And then beyond that, as far as offense, it's not like scoring is the only problem here. I mean, we can see he's clearly still adjusting to the NBA's defense and the NBA's pace because he's averaging 4 assists per game, but it's coming with an average of 3 turnovers, which we all know isn't great. But to be real, the turnovers are probably one of the smaller worries considering how early we are into the season. Like, I don't care how great a player is before they enter the league, the point guard position just comes with so much responsibility. You delegate how the offense is ran, like you are the focal point. And of course there are some exceptions, but it's just not an easy position to ease into, especially if you're seen as the best player on the team, which I'm not necessarily saying Scoot is for the Blazers. Me personally, I put Shaedon Sharpe above him, and of course Anthony Simons and maybe some others, but regardless, the point is we can cut him some slack in this department. But moving on from all his early struggles and stuff, I want to get into whether we should really see this as a slow start or if Blazers fans especially should begin to be worried at all because, we can look at this from a couple different angles. On one end, he's only a rookie. It takes time to adjust and score at an NBA level, especially as a guard. However, with his prior pro experience, you sort of just expect more. Whether that's, fair or not, it's subjective, but it's the reality. But then, on a more positive note, we can't act like we've never seen somebody begin their rookie season pretty rough and then catch stride in a very impressive way. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I think of that type of scenario, the first person that pops up in my mind is Trae Young. Because if you know, then you know. Trae Young's pre and post All-Star break numbers during his rookie year are like night and day. And I'll throw it up on the screen for y'all that don't remember. Like, I know that I remember vividly. Man, Trae Young had a lot of naysayers because the media sort of forced a label on him as some type of Steph Curry copycat, dupe, or whatever. So when he struggled from 3 to begin his career, things were not looking too good for him, and a lot of people had a lot to say. But after his adjustment period, we all know he went crazy. Like, the rest is history. Trae Young is one of them guys. So yeah, could Scoot Henderson pull off a similar comeback? I wouldn't count him out. I'd even go as far to say that I believe he can do it. It's just that his game is going to need a lot more consistency. So far, he has a single 20-point performance on the season when he dropped 23 points and 10 assists versus Utah Jazz. And I'll admit, if you watch the highlights to that game, they only lost by 8, but the game was pretty much a blowout the whole time. Like, it was like a 30-point margin when it was just the third quarter. And if I was a hater, I could damn near argue he only dropped 20 because they were garbage time points. However, I'm no hater, and I bring this game up because he showed a little bit of everything there is to be excited about his playstyle. Like, we know Scoot Henderson is tough. He had a couple smooth floaters after getting by defenders. He showed off his speed and jumping ability twice with some energetic dunks, and he even had 2 threes. He was basically a threat from everywhere besides the mid-range, seeing as he scored from everywhere. And that's what he'll need to do more of if he's going to turn his season around, just being a scoring threat from everywhere on offense. That way the game will open up more for him and things will just be easier from there. We see it time and time again. Today's game is practically made for guards his size due to the amount of spacing, and as soon as he's able to take advantage of that, he'll be alright, I promise. Like, he'll go from whatever he's averaging right now, what was it, like 10 points on 36% shooting. It'll be a lot more efficient. I think something realistic for him is like 43%, 44%. We don't need nothing crazy, but points will probably go from 10 to 15, maybe 17, borderline 20. So yeah, I got some faith in Scoot, but I'm nearing the end of this video. Y'all let me know in the comments how much faith y'all have in Scoot to turn his season around. And yeah, that's about it. So let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. I need all of that. About to start dropping more consistently, hopefully. And yeah, man, I'm out.